right, before I forget to mention, thank you so much to Trudy for using me as the last resort for your cancellation, by the way. Thanks. This little Lego piece, who knows Bob Slayer here? Yeah, but doesn't that look just the spitting image of Bob Slayer in front of his blunderbuss? Excellent. Right, so that's enough about me. Let's talk about me. This show is supposed to be called Extreme Commuter 7, and it's about public transport. But hey, we had to do the Leicester thing because we're still behind Leicester and Sir Claudio Ranieri, keeper of the keys of freedom of Leicester and whatever else. That is meant to represent public transport. The Radio 4, therefore correct, version of extreme commuting is a journey between home and work that takes 90 minutes each way. I have no work or home, depending on what mood my girlfriend's in, really. Yes, I do have a girlfriend. You thought I didn't, did you? Didn't you? Yes. Right. So my version of extreme commuting is going to every station, stop or point on a public transport network in the fastest possible time. I have tried 28 times to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to visit every London Underground station. And I've done similar things domestically and internationally as well. And this little Lego piece, kindly supplied by Peacock Carter Limited of Gateshead. I need to send them that. Is meant to represent my my Odyssey, which happened in 2016, a great year, when I tried to ride on as many London buses as possible in 24 hours. I'm not joking. For some bizarre reason, this activity and loads of other activities it can generate news, a little bit of media attention, and so when I happen to mention it to a few people, yes, I'm trying to spend 24 hours riding London buses. Some people were actually interested in it, namely BBC Radio 5 Live.
Now, many of us dislike using public transport because of delays, suspensions, leaves on the line, any disruption that you would care to mention. But journeys which should be simple can often go wrong. That's not the case with Adham Turner. He loves trains, buses and subways. His passion for them knows no bounds. And today he's hoping to become the first person to travel on 200 of London's bus routes in a single day. I spoke to him earlier and I asked him the obvious question, pourquoi?
Because I want to.
I get it that you want to do it, but what's the point of it?
There is no point.
No point whatsoever?
No.
What do you get out of it?
Merely personal satisfaction.
There is a strategy, though, isn't there, when you're trying to make a success of a challenge like this? What is your strategy to achieve it?
This time there is no strategy.
Have you learned anything about yourself?
No, nothing at all.
Have you at least learned that, as Spike Milligan once said, that London buses come in packs of 3 and 4 to protect themselves?
Yeah, I've also learned what William Gladstone once said in 1890, I think it was. The best way to see London is from the top of a bus. From the top of a bus, gentlemen. That's in a book called Bus Past Britain, which I was reading as research. There are 7 routes in Greater London in there, and I shall also be referring to that in my comedy show on Wednesday night at the Finsbury Pub in Manor House.
Okay, you got that in. And I'm a bit embarrassed now, but I was quoting Spike Milligan and you were quoting Gladstone. Gosh, you raised the level of our conversation. And you'll get into the Guinness Book of Records after this attempt as well, will you?
I will not, no. Guinness World Records wouldn't consider this. It's far too arbitrary. They'll say, well, does that bus actually count as a regular bus in normal public service if it only runs twice a day or something? So again, it's even more pointless than my usual hobby.
Don't laugh. Adham Turner there. He's very serious about that challenge.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet, this is BBC 5 Live.
Adham Turner. You had one job, Dotton. One job. Still, that's what makes comedy. This book actually does exist. It's called Bus Past Britain. Has anyone read it, by any chance? Apart from me. Right. So, 50 of the nation's favourite bus journeys. It is a compilation of reviews of 50 bus journeys around the UK. Even Leicester's mentioned in there. Leicester to Northampton, the X7, which really is the most boring journey I've ever been on. People just ride the buses. I mean, they might have ridden them for years, or just for the book, and they write about them. Now, of course, Bus Past Britain makes it sound like it's written by OAPs for OAPs, and most of the contributors are retired. But when I discovered that Bus Past Britain Rides Again Volume 2 was being published, I decided to inject some youth into it. So I sent along a review. Now this was 4 years ago, and the city was still in the grip of the Richard III, is the skeleton actually his or not? And so I decided I'd base it around Richard III to be topical, media topical, whatever else. So I decided to review Bus 153, which goes from Leicester to Market Bosworth via Kirby Muxloe, Desford, Barlston, 2 journeys a day to Ibstock, and various other things. Jackie, I know that you can use that bus. I know you no longer live in Desford. I know, but yeah, it still goes along Hinkley Road, and whatever else. And I still know more about the 12A than you, even though it doesn't exist anymore. So I sent off this review, and my opening lines of it were: had this bus existed in 1485, His Majesty King Richard III would have had a much more pleasant and comfortable and faster journey to his death. They never got in touch. Right, so that was a little tangent. Back to the London bus thing. Here, this is really unexciting, I must admit. But yes, here is footage of me starting the thing. Just about to start. First bus will be the 10. That's sort of it. I only took 2 videos, one at the start and one at the end. Yeah. But even without the video, I shall now take you through some highlights of the thing. Yeah, there are some highlights. But I thought we'd put a twist on it, and we'll play a little game called Leicester City Bus. Some of you are old enough to remember that livery, I'm sure. I think that, yeah, that's probably just at the back of what is now the LCB depot. Right, so I will display some bus route numbers on which I travelled, but the twist is, I want you to name the Leicester City player whose squad number corresponds with the bus route number. Now we shall have a little example, a practice of this. Now, for example, just picking a completely random number out of the air, 14. The correct answer would be Bartosz Kaputska, who is the current number 14 Leicester City player. The incorrect answer would be. How are we feeling about N'Golo Kante at the moment? Is this controversial? Does everyone hate his guts at the moment, or what? Excellent. Because, no, I swear, this is absolutely true. You could not make this up. The number 14 bus goes along Fulham Road in London and serves Stamford Bridge Stadium. This show writes itself. I am not joking. This is from Chelsea's website. Getting to Stamford Bridge, you see the road sign, the tube, and the number 14 bus. And that's the Google Street View image of the Chelsea Football Club stop, and you can see 14, 211, and 414 there. I travelled on them all that day.